Coming up on this week's show, we'll break down the Thunder's increased focus on finding the open man.
Oh, Westbrook dropping dimes tonight and not getting any change back.
Update you on the Thunder rookies.
Oh, how about it? Adams with the sweet touch.
And it's one of the biggest events of the year, the Thunder Target shopping spree. And this year it benefits families impacted by the Moore tornado.
It's been a lot of fun. She's having a really good time, which is very, very wonderful. It's been a hard year for her.
All that and more is coming your way right now. Welcome to another edition of Thunder Insider. Leslie McCaslin joined by Brian Davis and Grant Long. And over the last several games, there's certainly been something that stood out in not only the way the team is playing, but the way Russell Westbrook is playing. He has flirted with triple doubles at almost 6 straight games. And in fact, the way he's passing the ball has just been incredible. He told us after he got injured and before he came back that he was seeing the game differently. What do you think is the reason he's been so dynamic?
Yeah, he said he's seen the game differently, but also he said he feels like he's going to be back 100% when his turnovers are down and he's making better decisions with the basketball. Evidence in front of our faces that he is making better decisions. Assist totals are up.
His head coach, Scott Brooks, was saying just the other day, guys, that one thing that when you're forced to sit out like Russell was for an extended period, you realize how much you love the game, how much you miss the game, and in the end, when you come back, the game does slow down a little bit, and you don't get caught up as much in the kind of heat of battle moments. And I think we're seeing that with Russell at both ends of the floor.
I think also there's a maturation process when you sit out because Russell now, I believe, understands how much of the game that he actually controls from the point guard position and how often he can get other guys opportunities and how often he can control the pace of the basketball game. And I think when that learning curve, when he sat out, he got a chance to see just how much he was involved in the team's offense.
You bet, averaging 10 assists over the last 6 games. That's pretty impressive. But also, we're just seeing this team grow offensively. The floor spacing has definitely been better. What have you seen in that area and how they're throwing off defenders with their spacing?
Well, I think anytime you move the ball, obviously you have an opportunity to separate your opponent's defense, and that's going to create offensive opportunities. But I think the biggest thing that I've seen that's been refreshing is the fact that the offense, that the team is buying into the fact, let's let the offense generate our offensive opportunities, and that they're generating high percentage looks because you're passing the ball now. Guys are getting uncontested shots. They're getting looks underneath the basket uncontested, and that's because of the ball movement and, again, trusting the offense to generate these opportunities.
As well as things are going to, guys, there is an upside here because the Thunder is still lower tier in three-point field goal percentage. That's a point of emphasis right now for the offensive side of things. And once the Thunder starts hitting threes, a higher efficiency and a greater volume, that's going to create even more space on the floor.
And you think about this, how many times over the last 6 or 7 games now we're talking about how the assist numbers have grown, but we've not seen Russell just dominate the basketball. It hasn't been a lot of one-on-one with Kevin Durant, and that's what I mean by letting the offense generate these offensive opportunities. You don't want to wear a guy like KD down. You don't want to wear Russell down throughout the game. You want him to be special, but certainly you don't want him to have to be special for 48 minutes.
And a word here, Leslie, for the Thunder defense, because the defense triggering the offense, which means a higher percentage of fast break scoring, a higher percentage of points in the paint, and on a very high percentage of those run-out plays, there's an assist involved.
You bet. And, of course, we're seeing a lot of highlights from that Lakers game where they had a season-high assist, which led to that season-high 122 points. But another thing that's really helped this offense are the off-the-ball movement, the backdoor cuts. And I think that also comes from the younger guys starting to figure it out. Guys like Jeremy Lamb trying to figure out how he can get better shots with his off-the-ball movement. What do you think, Grant?
Well, I think it's important. I think it's very important for young players to understand that when you have a player on your team like a Kevin Durant or a Russell Westbrook, it's vital that you don't stand and watch them do what they do. You have to have some type of movement to get the defense to engage, and I think that's what the younger guys are learning. Move without the ball. Kevin's a willing passer. Russell's a willing passer. You're going to get open if you move without the basketball, and you don't let the defense get a chance to sit and react to what you're doing.
And behind every high-functioning rookie, there is usually an experienced veteran. And we just saw a great shot of Collison and Lamb working the pick and roll, and that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that movement off the ball I think is spectacular because, again, you create this movement where you don't have to call a set play, yet you're still creating easy basket opportunities. And when you're running the offense like they're running, you take a whole lot of pressure off of Russell and the rest of the team to actually produce in the half court.
One thing in wrapping this all up, Reggie Jackson, his decision making really knocks my socks off. I mean, when to go, when to penetrate, when to attack, and just like a true point guard, he sees those lanes opening up before they actually do, and that's when he makes his decision to go. That's really impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive that this team has grown so much in just the first 2 months of the season.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
When he comes in, he definitely moves the needle. He's rebounding, he scores around the basket, he's got a nice touch from the three-point line.